Bro, I knew it. I called it in yesterday's video before this story came out. I said that Howie Roseman probably told Jalen Carter, don't worry, bro. If you're there at 10, we got you. You will be an Eagle. Today on the Philly Talk podcast, we are going to confirm the suspicion of that via the Pat McAfee show, but we're also going to talk about another top 30 visit. Yes, the offensive tackle out of Northwestern came to Philadelphia yesterday, Peter Skarronski.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast. And today we got to talk about Jalen Carter, who really has the chance to fall to the Eagles. Maybe the Bears take him right in front of us. I know a lot of people are on a Jalen Carter wagon, and a lot of people are off it due to the off-field issues. I'll tell you why the off-field issues don't worry me later in this video. But you know what I'm going to ask y'all, Eagle Nation? Help your boy out and hit that like. Y'all been killing it. Subscribe and ding the bell so you know when we go live or drop videos. 4 days left before I can reapply for YouTube monetization. Shout out to y'all for rocking with me. And I do got something special dropping. I'll give y'all a sneak peek. Bang! Philly Talk snapbacks. We'll have truckers, dad caps, scullies, all that. Shout out to my guy LB. He's been trying to get me to join the print champs for a minute. I've been talking about merch for a long time. Had a bunch of good ideas and let them go. We gonna start with the Philly Talk. Cursive, snapback, and others. Let me know what y'all think. This is just the beginning. It's not officially out. By the end of this week, it will be officially on the website. Once again, shout out to the print champs and my guy LB. He's been trying to get me on, and I'm finally there. Let's hear what the Pat McAfee show said about Jalen Carter and the Eagles, and then I'll give you my opinion why the off-field issue stuff ain't as big. I've been saying it. In the back of my head, I'll think about it, but I'll tell you why.
The story of the week, I guess, when it came to the draft thing is Jalen Carter is only meeting with top 10 draft pick teams or whatever the case is, and that is allegedly Drew Rosenhaus's idea or his idea. How's that coming together? Should he not? Because he's like one of the first people that I recall that got arrested at the Combine. Then at the Pro Day a couple weeks later, he didn't look his best. I mean, I assume he would think the same thing if he watched his film. Isn't there a chance he should maybe meet with a lot of people to see if somebody maybe wants to trade in to the top 10 to come get him? Or is this just standard operating procedure, and this is what people normally do?
Well, I think normally when decisions like this get made, it's because you have a backstop. You know, like there's somebody that's giving you assurances that like this is where the slide ends. You're not getting past us, and you can trust that information. Now, I don't know who that is, but I'm guessing just by looking at all the factors involved that the Philadelphia Eagles, having Jordan Davis, a teammate of his, having Nakobe Dean, a teammate of his, being a team that's pass rush obsessed, they picked 10. So that when I heard that he wasn't meeting teams outside of 10, I'm like, he's got a backstop somewhere in the top 10. And, the Eagles would be my educated guess on that one.
Okay, because as soon as I saw it, I'm like, well, just fucking, dude, like this is just a part of the deal, especially if you have an arrest. But he is a player, huh? Guy's a player? That guy is everything that they crack up?
There's nobody better. Yeah, he's the best. He's the best talent in the draft. Like if he had a clean process, he would have been my number one player.
The best prospect in the draft. And again, prior to all this coming out, not just the off-field issue with the crash. And by the way, that body cam just recently came out. Bad decision. But after that, it went to now some people questioning his love of the game and stuff like that. But again, Philly Mike, how are you going to just assume he's going to be good? I'm not assuming. I'm trusted in Howie Roseman and the organization that talked to the man for, an hour, 30 minutes? I don't know how long the draft interview is, but Howie and his staff talked to him. And they had to have talked to Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean. I'm not saying he ain't going to have some off-field issues. I'm not saying he's going to come here and be a Boy Scout. But if Howie makes this pick, it's because of what he heard from Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, and Jalen Carter himself. And as much as we say we can use Jalen Carter, would his D-line be deadly? I mean, if you look at the 5 guys who are going to start the rotation, Reddick, Sweat, Davis, Fletch, Graham, that's like 45, 50 sacks right there. This guy can't be double-teamed on the Eagles' defensive line, or the other people eat, and he's a monster. However, he needs the Eagles because of this organization being blue-collar, work-hard type organization, because he got his 2 friends here, and because he got Hall of Famers in Fletcher Cox and Pro Bowlers in Hassan Reddick to reel him in. Like, he needs a group that is as talented on the field as off the field as the Philadelphia Eagles. And the defense will be Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis's. It will be theirs. What other organization is going to offer you a D-line now and a defense at least from middle linebacker to D-line for the future with guys you know? It's a scenario where the Eagles could use him, but he could use the Eagles more. I understand we want to draft Bijan, or a lot of people's on Bijan, and I'm not opposed to it if we trade back. I just think not trying to do what a fan would want to do. Howie Roseman, to me, my guess, and again, I could be wrong because we have so many ways it can go because of only having 6 picks and the guys we brought in and where they're going to be selected or how much we can move back to get more capital. Howie Roseman, the world is his. The draft world is his. However, my educated guess would be Carter there, we automatically taking him. If Carter ain't there, we literally might take Peter Skarronski out of Northwestern. If both them not there, I think we trade back into the teens. And that's where Nolan Smith can come in. That's where Bijan Robinson can come in. That is where Lucas Van Ness can come in. That is where, who else do we bring in? Paris Campbell can come in. Another offensive lineman out of Ohio State. That's where these guys come in. I honestly believe. At least that's what the top 30 draft visits are kind of saying to us. But Peter Skoronski visited the Eagles yesterday per Jordan Schultz. Short arms for an NFL offensive tackle, but he does everything right. That's the big knock on him. The big knock is that he has the short arms. I think there's only 2 or 3 NFL starting tackles, whether you say the right side or the left side. I did it backwards. The right side or the left side. There's only 2 or 3 that have shorter arms than him. That's why some people say, should he play tackle? Should he play guard? Well, guess what? He'll come in and play guard. As much as we love Cam Jurgens or Jack Driscoll, this guy's a stud. He's technically sound. He's a monster against the run. And he's very, again, technical against the pass. He sheds off. Like, look, there's guys who are taller than him. Not really tall. Yeah. They got longer arms. There are defensive ends that he's blocked, technically sound, that should have been able to outmaneuver him with a swing move or a chop because their arms are just longer. And he don't got the leverage with pushing a guy out. He has to be technically sound. But let's look at him. 6'4", 315 out of Northwestern, 32 and a quarter arm length, 32 inches and a quarter arm length. But he's the highest ranked offensive tackle on PFF's board, which is 12th ranked. Yeah, highest ranked offensive tackle on PFF's board. And he's the 12th ranked player overall. They only saying there's 11 players who are ranked higher. Some are quarterbacks. Take the quarterbacks out, he's inside the top 10. And I think that screams Howie Roseman. Again, am I going to be super excited? No. But this is why the Eagles been in the 2 Super Bowls in the last 6 years. This is why the Eagles don't suffer many 4-win seasons. You take care of the stuff that really matters in the NFL. I understand And the biggest narrative for Bijan Robinson, and I don't disagree, is that when you are picking inside the top 10, your team is basura. It's trash. It's not that good. So what? A running back's not going to change your life. You probably need a quarterback. You probably need an offensive line. You probably need this, that, and the third. The Eagles have the luxury of picking inside the top 10 and not being a trash team. And when you look at what this offense really lost, a 1,311 touchdown Pro Bowl running back, and you can replace that for at least 5 years with a guy whose ceiling is way higher than even Miles Sanders' ceiling was. That is what makes sense. And Howie Roseman does say, especially in this offseason, sometimes when people want to zig, I want to zag. Could it be the biggest zag we ever saw from Howie Roseman if he goes Bijan Robinson? It would be. However, again, I look at it like this. I understand that. But I also understand having a guy like this be on your team for 10 years, 12 years. How long has Lane Johnson been on the squad? How long has Lane Johnson? Now, yes, Lane Johnson will be on the squad for 3 more years. So this guy will be playing guard for 3 more years. But to have a guy on your squad for the next 10 to 15 years, it's hard to pass up, especially when we know how dominant a good offensive line has been. And mind you, whenever Kelsey leaves and Lane leaves, imagine having Dickerson for 10 plus, Malata for 10 plus, Juergens for 10 plus, this guy for 10 plus. Sounds pretty good. If Carter's there, I know why we did it. If we take this guy, I know why we did it. If somehow Howie zags and gets Bijan, I know why he did it. It makes sense. But if I had to bet, it's Jalen Carter or Peter Skarronski. I'm still going to bet with the trenches as it pertains to Howie Roseman. He's talking about zagging and zigging and zagging, but I don't think it's going to be that far off. We'll see. Bijan visited. Lucas Van Ness visited. Peter Skarronski visited. Nolan Smith visited. Jalen Carter visited. I think Paris Campbell might have visited. Defense. Offense. Defensive line. Offensive line. 1 running back. Drop the muscle emoji in the chat. If you don't got nothing to say, please give me your comments, whether it's about Jalen Carter, whether it's about Bijan Robinson, whether it's about Peter Skoronski. Let me know how you feel about everything. And listen, give me your take again. I haven't released it. It won't be released till the end of this week. But this is one. And again, we are going to come up. We have sayings on this. We had the Roots on 3. I should have made some Roots gear. There's going to be other things that transpire throughout the offseason and or the regular season that we are going to run by. So the merch is going to be coming out. We got some good ideas. This is my first one. Many more to come. But once again, shout out to LB and the Print Champs. I'm liking it. And we're going to have dad hats, trucker hats. The dad and trucker hats, we're going to have Kelly Green hats with white writing. We're also going to have this black hat with white writing too. I don't have it mocked up yet. But I just like the Philly talk. It's not all sparkly. It's not over here. It's clean. It's clean. Let me know your thoughts on everything. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button for your boy. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. And I greatly appreciate it. And again, 4 days, and we back. We going to have a live stream bonanza on Saturday. Something like that. Maybe a big episode of GOAT Talk to celebrate. Until next time, you know what time it is. We out.